Okay, guys. So we are going to discuss some advanced concept today. I actually categorized this as advanced because not because of it is tough to learn, but it is actually used by some advanced users. Okay, because if you are working with rows, mostly people will be working on the navigation, manipulation, and perception mostly. But if you want to do, some more deep stuff, like for example, writing a global planner for the navigation stack, local planner for the navigation stack, then recovery behavior, or like the behavior tree plugin. I mean, if you want to do that, then that involves some kind of coding, and everyone are not doing it. It's all it depends on their application. Okay, so that's why I put these plugin development in the advanced category. Okay, because not everyone is doing it, and it's not a difficult things to learn. I will say just understand the flow and use the templates to develop. That is what I am actually doing. So I just included several plugins development in the advanced section of ROS 2. So one is the Gazebo plugin development. Okay. Next is the navigation to plugin development, and next is the RVis2 and RQT plugin development. So these are the set of plugin development that we have to cover in this session. Okay, so mostly what I am planning is I have a certain example. Okay, for RVis2 and RQT I have multiple example, and navigation I am taking the example from the tutorial itself. Okay, because in the tutorial they have mentioned it's clearly, so they have a repository as well. Okay, for the plugin, so we can simply follow that. And for the Gazebo ignition plugin, I am also following the tutorial. They have some good tutorial to follow. Okay, so the first topic that we are going to start is obviously the Gazebo plugin development. So in the previous section, I have mentioned about these things um, so when we started working on ROS 1, okay, the version of Gazebo we will call it as Gazebo Classic. Okay, that was the version that we are working with. Okay, Gazebo Classic, and Gazebo Classic is still there in 1 second, in ROS 2. Okay, Gazebo Classic is there. I will show you what is Gazebo Classic is. Let me wait for some second. So this is Gazebo Classic. Okay, so you remember, right? This is the common simulation environment that we have worked in ROS 1, and we also see in ROS 2. Okay, so this was the oldest Gazebo, and the version of Gazebo is 11. Okay, so one of the problem with this Gazebo is it will be reaching the end of life in 2025. Okay, 2025. So so what happening is that the Gazebo Classic, they didn't updated this Gazebo from 2000, I think 2010. What they did was they created a new simulator. Okay, it is called Ignition Gazebo. Okay, so the Gazebo Classic actually I mean turned to Ignition Gazebo, but this Gazebo Classic is still there. Okay, so in 2000, I think 16 or 17, Ignition Gazebo started, and there are different versions of Ignition Gazebo. Like if you just check like Ignition Gazebo, you will get the website. I mean the gazebosim.org, which is the website of Ignition Gazebo. But there is another problem. Okay, there is another problem. So there are a lot of confusion happening, like people who are working on this field. The problem is that the Ignition Gazebo they have developed, Open Robotics is actually developed, but I think last year what happened was they changed the name again to Gazebo. Okay, they changed the name again to Gazebo. The same thing, okay, same thing, but they changed the name to Gazebo and they changed the library name, all this stuff. Okay, so the main reason for this change was some trademark issue. Okay, because there is a trademark issue for Ignition. Okay, so that's why they again changed to Gazebo, but that is not Gazebo Classic. It is the Ignition Gazebo itself, and it is currently termed as Gazebo. Okay, so you may have seen this one. If you install, I think, ROS desktop full installation, you can able to start Ignition Gazebo or the Gazebo using this command ign space Gazebo. Okay, so if you do that, you will get a window like this. Okay, and this is a welcome screen, so you can select a world, okay, and you can run it, something like that. So I already taken this simulation before, that's why it is loading fastly, but it will, I mean, if you're working with VMware, you need to disable the 3D acceleration. There is an option in VMware to disable 3D acceleration, then only the Ignition Gazebo or the Gazebo will be working. So even for like if you are working with the big simulators, I mean big simulation, you will keep on getting these messages, but you can I mean give wait, then it will be working, because this is not a simple simulation. This is a simulation for a robotic arm, and you can individually control the joint. Okay, it is not yeah, it is simply controlling the position, okay, of each joint. So there are some simulations, existing simulation that is available. Okay, so I'm just showing the demo, by the way. This is just a demo of Ignition Gazebo. Okay, and the GUI or the graphics will be much better than this, because this is running with no 3D acceleration, so the quality will be bad. Okay, so I'm just closing the Ignition Gazebo. In order to take this Ignition Gazebo, you can just type Ignition space Gazebo, or simply type ign, so it will be showing the sub commands. So and if you want to install Ignition Gazebo, I think it will be there. Like if you search for Gazebo in your Synaptic, it will be the classic Gazebo. So there are a lot of confusion happening, so you have to yeah, there are a lot of, I think it will be already installed, or like let me see, or you can simply search for Ignition. Yeah, so I think if you install ROS full desktop, I think Ignition Gazebo will be there. Okay, so the it will be already installed on your machine, so you can simply trigger the Ignition Gazebo using this. Okay, so that is the state of Gazebo now, and currently along with Gazebo we have multiple simulators that we already see in the web boards and the Isaac Sim. So I will say give more focus to Isaac Sim, because that is what industry is looking for. It is having realistic simulation, but only thing is that the Isaac Sim having some requirement, system requirement. Unfortunately, in my PC also I can't able to run Isaac Sim because of the graphics card. So I didn't upgraded my PC because I bought this PC in 2017 and I upgraded the storage. Okay, and for working with Gazebo and some simulation, this graphics card is is enough. Okay, but for Isaac Sim they put some specific thing in the graphics card, and you can't able to run it. Like the minimum version of graphics card they are saying is 2070 or something. I have 1050. So I am preferring to, you also to work with Isaac Sim, and if you have the budget, you can upgrade the PC and start working on it. Okay, after learning ROS 2, because Isaac Sim can be integrated into ROS 2, and you can see the navigation and all in Isaac Sim. Okay, so this is what we are actually working now. We are planning to develop the plugins in the Gazebo, the latest Gazebo. Okay, so before talking about the plugins, I'm not sure you heard about the plugins in Gazebo Classic. Maybe I can. We already discussed that before. So if you take the Gazebo website, you can see classic.gazebo.sim, which is the website for old Gazebo. Okay, just Gazebo sim for the new version. Okay, so for the classic Gazebo, we can develop different plugins. Like if you want to create a sensor, you can use sensor plugin, and there are some visual plugin to show something on the simulation just for visualization, and there are some model plugin which is this uh, which is mainly for working along with a model, robot model. Okay, so in order to control a robot model, we can use model plugin. Okay, so there are mainly 4 type of plugin in classic Gazebo. Okay, classic Gazebo. So in case of new Gazebo, it is only have one type. It's called system. Okay, system. So I can show you the main website, everything about the new Gazebo. So this is what we have already discussed, like the model plugin, sensor plugin, visual plugin, which is in the Gazebo Classic, and you can still develop the plugin in Gazebo Classic along with ROS 2. Okay, but what we are going to discuss today is the latest one. Okay, latest plugins. So I can show you. So this is the official website of the latest Gazebo. Okay, which is gazebosim.org. Okay, I'm just sharing the link, and it is having the tutorial, but I will say you will get confused for sure. Okay, why? Because it was actually Ignitian Gazebo, right? So then it got changed to Gazebo. So if you read, you can find some migration guides and all. Okay, migration guides. So this is the documentation of Gazebo. Okay, and there are different versions of these Gazebo. Okay, so you can find here, it started from A. Okay, letter A. So Acropolis, Blueprint, Citadel, Dome, Edifice, and the Fortress. So the Gazebo version that we are using is Fortress. Okay, that is actually along with the ROS 2 Humble, and latest one is Harmonic. Okay, so Fortress is what we are using. You can see here it can be installed in 22.04, and you can work along with ROS 2 and all. Okay, yes. So what I am going to show you is specifically I mean the plugins and some examples. Okay, so we can directly start with some examples and how we can integrate with ROS 2. Okay, so there are some differences to integrate or connect the latest Gazebo into ROS 2. Okay, we can see that, okay, using some examples. So let's see. Don't worry about the command for now. I can explain. So let me start one example. Okay, maybe a differential drive. Okay, okay. So what you are seeing is a simulation of a differential drive robot. Okay, differential drive robot, and I am actually going to control this robot or move this robot using the ROS topic pub. Okay, I'm just simply publishing the command velocity, and you can able to see the robot is moving. Okay, let's see. One second. Let me try this. Let me check. Okay. So maybe I can first check the topics, ROS 2 topic list. Oh, okay. Okay, one second, guys. I think the topic is not listed. Okay, now it is listing. So you can find the command velocity topic and odometry topic. Now you can publish the velocity. One second. Vehicle. I think I'm publishing the same, but let me see if there is any. I'm just copy pasting from the let me just okay, one second, guys, let me start it again. There are several examples. I am actually following these commands only. Let me share the link, and I'm just starting a sample simulation. Okay, and I will explain how the plugins are working and how Gazebo is interacting with ROS 2. Okay, so that is the first objective, and then we will be seeing how we can develop the plugin. Okay, okay. Okay. So there is a launch file to start. And Arvis will be visualizing the robot. Okay, one second. I'm putting the robot model. Okay, publishing the topics. Okay, that is strange actually. The robot is not moving. Let me see. When I tried before, it was actually working. Let me see. Maybe one second. Let me close everything and start again. Okay, I'm starting the differential drive. Okay, now I'm checking the topics. Yes, you can able to see the command line velocity. Let me just try to publish it from RQT using the oh, that is not there, or simply using the rows to topic pub. It is actually receiving, guys, but I don't know, like it's not moving. It is receiving from here. You can see passage, message, twist, showing message only once per type, but I don't know. Maybe let me do some modification. I think the values are correct only. Okay. I'm just trying again. Okay, let me see. Okay, that is strange actually. I actually tried with this, but it was actually working. I don't know what happened. Okay. Anyway, maybe I can switch to some other examples. Let me see. Maybe I can try with a very basic example like loading the shapes. Let me see that is working or not. Okay, like shape loading is actually working, and yeah, so mainly I think this is not working. Okay, again I'm trying with diff drive. Okay, yeah, so these are some problem. The repeatability is one issue. Yeah, now it is showing wait signal. Let me close it again. So there are some problem that I have observed, guys, like for the gazebo, latest gazebo, you can find these kind of bugs. I don't know, like I can able to find whether the problem is with gazebo, or yeah, somehow it is not working, guys. Okay, so what we can do is, let me just close this. Okay, what I will do is I will show you another demo, and then we can explain it from there. Okay, actually the best demo was obviously the differential drive robot. So let me see if there is any other demo working. Okay, I think there is some problem. Okay, there is some problem. This was actually working before. Yeah, see, I think it's not properly loading or something. Okay, Anyway, like we can simply stop it for some time, and I can resume the explanation. Okay, so let me take the slide, and I will explain to you what is happening with the new gazebo. Okay, let me take a new slide. Yes. So in classic gazebo, okay, in classic gazebo, what happening is that, so classic gazebo, we can create plugins inside this classic gazebo. Okay, we have already seen what kind of plugins that we can develop, like model plugin, sensor plugin, all this, then and a world plugin, all these plugin that we can develop. Okay, we can develop, and what we are doing is we have normal gazebo plugins and gazebo rows plugin. Okay, so we have gazebo plugins and gazebo rows plugin. So can you say the difference between gazebo plugin and gazebo rows plugin? Can you say the difference? I mean, it's very simple, right? So the gazebo plugin or the classic gazebo plugin is only have, I mean, it will be only working with gazebo. Okay, it will be only working with gazebo, but gazebo rows plugin, okay, in case of rows 1 or rows 2, it is communicating to the rows environment. For example, gazebo rows plugin, I will say an example for gazebo rows plugin, differential drive plugin. Okay, differential drive rows plugin. If you simply check gazebo differential drive plugin, you can able to get it from the website. See, this plugin you remember, right? The differential drive, I mean the camera plugin. So what is happening is that if you are loading this plugin, I mean if you are including this plugin in your URDF, okay, you will able to get the camera image in a topic. Okay, and if you are including this what the differential drive, yeah, laser I can show you. So this is for IMU. So if you simply include these lines of code, you can able to attach the differential rows drive plugin, gazebo plugin. This is not the controller that we have discussed yesterday. You can able to create the differential drive plugin, and it will be publishing odometry and all this stuff. Okay, so this is the gazebo rows plugin. Okay, this is there for rows 1 and rows 2. Okay, but there is a change. So here what we are saying is this is rows topic. Okay, topic. Okay, so that is what the gazebo rows plugin. So in case of the latest gazebo, okay, I'm just copying the same block. Maybe instead of classic, I can say like ignition gazebo. Okay, there is no rows plugin. Okay, so the idea is that we have gazebo plugins, okay, for differential drive, all this stuff, and in order to communicate with rows 1 and rows 2, we have a gazebo rows bridge. Okay, so basically, maybe I can yeah. So basically what happening is that for the ignition gazebo, we only have to write gazebo plugins, and the gazebo is actually using a kind of publish and subscribe mechanism. Okay, so gazebo is an independent simulator. It is having a publish, subscribe, service, all this stuff. Okay, it's not related to rows or something. Okay, so in order to interface uh, a particular sensor or particular differential drive or something like that, you just need to write a Gazebo plugin. Okay, and you can start the row spreads. So in the row spreads, when you start the row spreads is simply a program. You can map this topic. Okay, for example, Gazebo topic may be like test. If the topic name of Gazebo's test, you can simply map into another topic in rows. So rows will get that topic. Okay, so that is what the meaning of this example. If I'm starting the diff drive, what happening is that the Ignition Gazebo will be starting with a differential drive Gazebo plugin. Okay, and the topics are simply mapped using the Gazebo row spreads. Okay, so you don't need to create, or you don't need to add rows into oh, see, looking weird, right? Because two simulations are coming at the same time. So yeah, it is looking bad anyway, but let me see whether at least the plugin is working. Yeah, it is not working, guys. Yeah, anyway, yeah, maybe I can show you, like when we start this simulation, if you check rows topic list, you can see the topics. Okay, so what we when we talk about Gazebo plugins in Ignition Gazebo, is basically the Gazebo plugin itself. We are not doing any publishing and subscribing using rows API, but we can simply do the remapping. Okay, so I just want to show you how an example looks like. Example launch file, example application or demo looks like. Maybe I can show you. So if you just go to the rows Gazebo repository. Okay, so this is the Gazebo rows repository, in which it is having the bridge. Okay, rows bridge, and also some rows Gazebo interfaces, all this stuff. Okay, so they are providing some demos, and that is what I have shown to you here. Okay, so it's basically some launch file, and they have defined everything in SDF. Okay, SDF. So if you want to start it from URDF, you can use a URDF spawner and it will work. Okay, so for example, in order to start a camera, okay, you can you can use any of the launch files, I guess. Let me see. I'm just starting the triggered camera here. Let me see whether it works or not. These are some demos, so don't worry about it. I will explain after this. I'm just checking whether, yeah. So, and after that, I'm just publishing a topic to trigger this camera, so it will be stay alive. So you can see here, we are getting the image topics from the simulation. Okay, so this is what the communication. Okay, so if we are taking RQT, let me see the node graph. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. So hope you understand it. So we have the camera. One side will be the Gazebo, and another side will be the rows side. So the rows Gazebo bridge is acting as the medium in which the Gazebo topics will be publishing as rows topic, Rose topic will be publishing it as Gazebo topics. Okay, so it's a bidirectional communication. And if you want to explore the example, I just want to show you one or two example. So that also having plugins. Okay, that also having plugins. I'm simply launching some of the maybe yeah, differential drive. Yeah, this was the launch file that we have launched. Okay, so what is happening is that this launch file, okay, this launch file basically yeah, one second. Yeah, so this launch file basically starting diff drive is SDF. Okay, diff drive is SDF. Okay, maybe I can show you what is inside the diff drive. I mean, diff drive is FDF is in Rose Gazebo sim, which is inside this package. Okay, one second. One second. I have seen, because all these things are like saved as .sdf, so you can simply search. I think it is in another. Yeah, basically like you can see it is starting the launch file called gzsim launch. That is similar to the gazebo.launch in our Rose one. Okay, and passing the SDF file. Okay, so basically these lines of code starting the ignition gazebo, and you know the gazebo is using SDF format. If you are providing URDF, you have to convert into SDF format using URDF spawner. Okay, so gazebo is starting here, RVC is starting here, and the bridge is starting here. Okay, this is what happening. Okay, and you can see this line like inside the gazebo sim there is, one second, so this is the Rose Gazebo sim, which is having a launch file for launching the simulation, and you can give the SDF file. Okay, so this will be starting that. Okay, so basically yeah, so this is the launch file basically we have to use in order to start the ignition gazebo. Okay, and you can use this as a template, or you can simply reuse this launch file. We don't need to write it. Okay, so this is the Rose Gazebo repository. Okay, this is the Rose Gazebo repository, and the examples like if you just check for the gazebo, one second, if you check the repository, you can find the gazebo packages. Okay, like the gazebo sim. So this is the gazebo main repository. So I can say it again. This is the repository for Rose and gazebo. Okay, and this is the repository, where is that? This is a repository for gazebo. Okay, you have to understand the difference, and here you can find different plugins. Example plugin, you can find the Hello World plugin here. Okay, yeah, Hello World plugin is here. One second. Yeah, So these are the examples that we can able to try. Maybe I can share it. And there are some world file. So this is where these worlds are loading. Okay, so this is the package that you need to check. Like basically when you start the differential drive, it is loading this SDF file. Okay, so I'm just making it clear. The GZ-sim repository is for the gazebo simulator. Okay, and rows underscore GZ is for the packages or the ROS bridge that is connecting between ROS and gazebo. Okay, so it is having integration between ROS 1 and ROS 2. Okay, so what we are doing is using these ROS gazebo sim demos, we are starting launch file which will be starting these examples. Okay, so when you start the differential drive example, it will be loading the differential drive SDF. That's it. Okay, and it will be loading the ROS bridge in order to communicate. Okay, so this is what actually happening. Okay, so if you check the SDF file, you can understand what is actually going on. Inside the SDF is what we are keeping the plugins. Okay, so let me just show you what are the things inside the differential drive plugin. Okay, okay, so this is an empty SDF. There is nothing, but there are some plugins for physics, then scene, broadcaster, contact, all these things. So this is how we are putting plugins inside the SDF. Okay, so we can add any number of plugins, and I mentioned that the difference between the classic gazebo plugin and this gazebo is that it is only having system plugins, and you can create your own plugins based on that. Okay, there are some templates available. I can show you that. So in case of differential drive, okay, so you can work with differential drive both using gazebo topics and ROS topic. Okay, so in the differential drive SDF we can find this is how you are interacting with gazebo topics. Okay, maybe we can try that. Maybe I'm starting the differential drive example with ROS bridge. Okay, and I can still publish the gazebo topics. There is no problem. You can interact with gazebo topics or ROS topic. You can try. 1 second. Yeah, I think when I copy pasted something happened. Yeah, I mean I'm just showing you like you can interact with the gazebo without the use of ROS 2. Okay, that is there, right? It is an independent simulator. So if you just go through the SDF file, you can find some plugins. Okay, for physics, then user command. These are some of the I mean by default plugins that we need to include in the simulation. Okay, and then if you just check, we are including the model called ground plane, and we are including a vehicle blue robot. That is what you have seen, and you are including the main plugin, which is the diff drive. Okay, so this plugin is not a ROS gazebo plugin. This is simply the gazebo differential drive plugin. Okay, so you can I mean mention the name. So you can, if you check the name of the differential drive, it is a GZ-sim system differential drive. Okay, and this will have some topics. Okay, and that topics that topics is what we are bridging with rows. Okay, so this is what the Ignition Gazebo SDF file looks like. Yeah, so I think they have included multiple robots in this. Yeah, okay, 1 second. So these differential plugin that we have seen, it's actually a plugin, right? So in order to get to know about the plugins, we have two resources. Okay, one resources is the Gazebo sim example folder. So here you can find the basic example like Hello World, then GUI system plugin, then command actor system plugin is here, Hello World. So you can simply download it, and this is like a CMake project, and you can find the examples here. Okay, so the instructions are here to build it. I'm just saying it. Here you can find the Hello World plugin. So basically the structure is like this. I mentioned that there is only one kind of plugin, which is system. So in the header file you have to create a class, and the main header file that we need to include is gzsim system, and inside that you have to create a class, and then you have to override some function. Override means I can say an example. So what is a plugin? I mean, how a plugin works. Plugins are a piece of software. Okay, it is a kind of library which can be loaded at the runtime. Okay, runtime, like if you are running Gazebo, and if you are loading some simulation, that simulation is basically loading some plugins basically. Okay, so when you load a plugin, there are some functions that we need to override. Override means these are the functions that we need to fill. Okay, so there are set of functions that we need to fill, because that function is handling the thing, like when you plug it. So before starting the plugin, it will be calling a function. Okay, when it started or when it loaded, it will be calling. Okay, and when it update, it will be calling one function. So like that. Okay, when it finish, it will be calling. So it is like some callbacks, and we need to fill that. Okay, so here we can see a single function called post update. Okay, which is actually calling, which is called at every iteration. It will be calling each time when we load it. Okay, so this is the simplest plugin that you can find. It's a Gazebo plugin. Okay, so basically we have to fill up these set of functions. Okay, and you can load it like this instruction. Okay, I'm mainly giving some direction to you, so you can able to try it. Okay, so this is a basic plugin. You can able to see, and there are some other plugins. There is a custom sensor that you can find, that is for odometry. So the instruction is actually the same. It is basically, I think, publishing the odometry, so you can find it. So the plugin is like, you can see here, it is importing system sensor node. So basically, if you check this plugin, the name of the plugin is odometer system. Okay, and you have to fill up some functions. Okay, so you have to include all these classes. Okay, and these classes having some functions to fill. So those functions are pre-update, post-update, removes, and I mean that is a private function. So these kind of function that we have to override. Okay, so whenever the plugin load into Gazebo, these functions start executing. Okay, so whatever we want to work on these plugins, you have to fill it up. So the pre-update, you can see the comment like it is check for new sensor when inserted into the simulation and create. So pre-update, I think it is executing at once. Post-update, I think it is keep on updating. So you can see here. One second. Yeah. So you can see here. Pre-update they have filled. Okay. I think it will be updating once, and post-update is what continuously updating. Okay. So you can see it is checking for pausing. If the simulation is not paused, this loop will be like a while loop, continuous while loop. Okay, so this is where the continuous iteration is going on. Okay, so I hope you got an idea about the plugin. Maybe I can draw it in the slide for better understanding. Like okay, so we have the Gazebo here, and if we load a plugin, okay, for example, we are going to load a plugin. So when you just load the plugins into Gazebo, what you have to do is you have to fill up certain function. Okay, so these all are predefined function we have to override. Like once is like pre-update, then post-update. Okay, so you can simply use these functions and update the content. Okay, so that is what these examples are. Okay, and there is called system plugin. Yeah, so you can find the same template here. You can take the .h file and you can find the class. The class name is sample system, and you can find post update function here. Okay, post update is like an infinite while loop, and there is another system called system2 here, and you can find pre-update, update, post-update, reset. Okay, so these all are the functions that we need to inherit. Okay, so it's basically taking an example from this repository and fill the content of this function, and your plugin will be ready. Okay, so this is the plugin example from the Gazebo. Okay, and there is one more thing I need to show you, which is an example from the ROS repository. Okay, and you can find some ROS Gazebo sim demos here. This is basically starting the Gazebo example and starting the bridge. Okay, you can find it from the link. I think I have shared this. Maybe I can share it again. So it's basically starting the Gazebo examples and starting the bridge, and this is the GitHub documentation for Gazebo sim. And if you just go down, you can find some interesting links, and there is one more repository I need to share to you, which is, let me just take it. Okay. One second. Yes. So we have a good resource called Rose Project Template. Okay. This is another repository that we can use to, I mean, I will say there is no there is no uh, fancy in this repository. It's basically showing an example of differential drive. Okay. And it is also showing like how we can build a Gazebo plugin using CMake. Okay, as a Rose package, how we can build a Gazebo plugin. Okay, so that is the I mean, this will be useful so that like you can develop the Gazebo plugin not using, I mean, not using simple CMake that we have seen, but as a Rose package, how to do that. Okay, so I have set this repository and maybe I can run it. Let's see how it goes, and I will explain it after that. Okay. Okay, so for the Gazebo, I think it is having the same state. There is no changes. I think there are some problem. Maybe a reboot will help, but let me see if there is any stuff going on in the background. That may be the reason. Let me see. I think Gazebo specific, there is nothing running, I guess. Yeah, there is nothing running. So what you can do is you can start the example again, and that example you can find it on this repository. Like I just put these packages in one of the Catkin repository, sorry, Qualcomm repository, so you can simply add this stuff. Okay, and the simulation is coming, and you can able to check the Rose topic, and you can able to see the command velocity. You can publish it, or let me see the odometry is working. Yeah, see, there are some problem with the Gazebo. Yeah, I think it started now. Yeah, the odometry, it seems like working now. And let me publish some topics. So let me just try to just publish. Or there are some commands already here. Let me just modify that. But the robot is still not working. I mean, it may be because some issue. It is like keep on starting and pausing or something. Yeah, I think there are some issue with the simulation. Maybe what we can do is, for now, like we can simply check these packages. Okay, we can check these packages and what is inside it. I mentioned that these are packages in which you can write a Gazebo plugin. Okay, so here you can see a very basic Gazebo plugin. Like you can see basic system and full system. There are two plugins, and inside this code for the basic system you can see the overriding of post update, and in the full system you can see the overriding of all the functions, okay, which is configure, pre-update, update, post-update, and reset. So these are the complete function that we need to override. Okay, so this is the header file, and if you just check the src file, you can find the filling of this function. So it is basically printing some messages. Okay, so I will prefer to use this repository to create or start the plugin. Okay, so if you run this launch file now, maybe I can show you that. Let me close all this stuff. So when you run these bring up launch file, what happening is that it will be starting the Gazebo simulation. Okay, this is the section that is starting the Gazebo. Then it will be starting robot state publisher, RVs, then Rose Gazebo bridge. Okay, so basically it is starting all this stuff, and it is loading the differential drive SDF. Okay, differential drive SDF, which is actually in the Gazebo, Rose Gazebo example folder. Okay, so you can find that here. See, this is the SDF file it is loading. So inside this SDF, you can find the loading of these command plugins, basic system and full system. So these plugins are already like we have to define, but this is how we are defining the custom plugin. Okay, so you can find like after building these plugins, you can simply add like this, so that plugin will be starting. Okay, so I will say you can able to use these example, okay, from this repository to start developing the plugins. Okay, so I know this is some intense concept that we have discussed, but maybe you can ask question, and then I can clarify your doubts. If you have any doubts regarding the workflow or anything, let me know. I can answer it now, and maybe next class we can discuss the other thing like navigation, then our RQTRVs. Okay, I think that will be good, because this topic itself having a lot of confusion that you may have. So let me know if you have any question, guys. We can spend like 5 to 10 minutes for the Q&A, and then tomorrow we can work on this. Let me know if you have any questions.
In ROS one we had .so files as plugins.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. So regarding the plugin structure, I mean all the plugins will be .so shared object. So that is actually same for ROS 1 and ROS 2, which is actually loading. So internal structure is different. That's it. So in ROS 1, when we tried with classic Gazebo, there was a template for plugin development, right? There are 3 types of plugin: model, sensor, all this stuff. But in Ignition Gazebo, this is the structure. Okay, this structure you can take an example. So I believe like if you have a proper example ready, like a working example, you can simply populate it. Okay, so the template actually changed for the new Gazebo. That's it. But basically it is building as a SO file. Maybe if you check the CMake list, you can find it. Just go to the CMake list of this package, and you can find it is a library. Okay, it is building as a library. Okay. Yes. Any other question, Hari?
Oh, okay. Then what is the need of gazebo topic? I don't
Yeah, yeah,
understand that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, 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 yeah. That's a good question actually. So Gazebo is actually an independent simulator. Okay, it doesn't depend on rows. Okay, so how Gazebo communicate independently is through Gazebo topics and service. Okay, so now we have an independent simulator. So how we can interface to rows? That is through rows Gazebo bridge. Okay, so for example, uh, we need to interface Gazebo to rows for navigation, perception, and manipulation. Okay, so that's why we are using the Gazebo rows bridge to bridge this topic, and we can able to perform the navigation and all the stuff. Okay, is that clear?
is it accessible from our command line
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
terminal?
yeah, yeah. The Gazebo topics actually accessible from the command line as well. Like, uh, so if you start one demo, yeah, now I think it is started working. See, now randomly it is moving. So the GZ topic, I think L. One second. Topic list or something. So this is the uh, command line. One second, or I can use the ignition topic list. Yeah, you can see here IGN. You can use the IGN command. IGN, if you simply type IGN, that is stand for ignition. Okay, so using this command line you can able to print the information of the topic, service, parameter, all this stuff. Okay, so if you do ignition topic -L, you can able to see the command velocity, odometry, all this stuff. Okay, there are two robots actually, so you can able to see the topics. Okay, and if you check the launch file, okay, if you are checking the launch file of the bring up, let me start it. You can find the bridge. Okay, so the bridge actually starting with a parameter file actually. So what happening is that the mapping is inside this parameter file, so you can check this. Okay, so inside this configure file you can just give rows topic name, Gazebo topic name, rows topic name, Gazebo topic name. You can simply add like this. So just a hyphen, and you can add this mapping. So you can also mention the direction, like rows to Gazebo, Gazebo to rows. Okay, and you can also mention in the command line. So this is the way that.
Can there be a conflict when rows and gazebo separately we try to access the same topic from rows and
Yeah, we can do,
gazebo?
we can do that. Like you can independently access the topic from Gazebo directly, and you can also access the topic from the rows Gazebo bridge. That is possible. Okay. Okay. So I think now we can conclude for today. I know there is a lot of things that we have discussed. So just go through the material that I have sent, mainly the last last repository, that is rows Gazebo project template. You can able to set up in your machine and able to run it. And um, tomorrow I have the demo for the RViz2 RQT plugin and also navigation stack. Demo for navigation stack, I think it's not there, but let me see. It's already there in the repository. Okay, so we will be seeing these two tomorrow. So let's have a look onto this and let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay then everyone. Bye. See you tomorrow.